Hello, everybody, and welcome into Mulcahy Stadium for the final regular season game of the 2021 ABL season. Hi, everybody. I'm Reese Landon, joined by my partner and colleague Sean Neef. And today, the Miners go for win number 30. They come into this game 29-10 on the year. They wrapped up number one seed in the ABL regular season champs last week, so the last few games have been just kind of, I don't want to say worthless, but like it's kind of just to gear up for the playoffs, but they've done well. They haven't been losing many games. They've still been winning plenty of games. Last night took a commanding 13-1 victory over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, where they put up a season-high 20 hits. So clearly they're not resting on their laurels.
Not at all. Even though this team has known their position for the last week, they've used this last couple of games to get some repetition in, allow players to get some reps in that might not normally get into the lineup, and start using some arms that you might not normally see. They even had their worst loss of the year from run differential perspective, but they came back and followed it up with their best offensive game of the year against the Chinooks.
The best run differential game in a win as well. This will be the lineup for the Miners as David Bermudez gets a day off, and you can say that day off is much deserved. He is off today, but Holden Breeze will lead off, and he'll man the shortstop position. Batting second in left field, Tyler Wilson. Hitting third, DHing Tyler Rando. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot at first base is Nick Sarelli. Batting fifth at third base, Casey Rother. Batting sixth in center field, Patrick Donovan, who was a home run shy of the cycle last night. The 7-hole right fielder, Mike Ferreira. Hitting eighth, the catcher, Kevin Nakamura. And running out the lineup, batting ninth at second base is Jared Sweeney. On the mound for the Miners, right-hander Christian Sealhorse.
Battling with Sealhorse tonight will be the home team's pitcher. That's going to be Berkovich. We have only seen him once so far this year.
Jaden Berkovich.
A freshman last year at San Diego State, so a well-respected program, plenty of talent with the arm, hasn't been able to translate as much. 18 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed, an ERA just under 6, so a slightly inflated ERA to say the least, but he hasn't had as many innings pitched as, say, a Bacaro Barrera, who also recently, as we weren't aware of, is no longer with the Bucs.
Yeah, Diego Barrera is a huge loss to the rotation. Obviously, these teams are set for a best-of-3 playoff series starting tomorrow, and now it's going to be a big decision for the Bucs to see what they do, because they have two starters right now in William Kepner and Jojo Ingracia, who will obviously start games 1 and 2. But then you have a decision with Spencer Vengard, who's been really good out of the starting rotation lately. But if you start him, you're down to really one reliable reliever in the form of Mitchell Scott. And one reliable reliever in 3 games is really testing it.
You never know how late your starter's actually going to end up going. That's one advantage the Miners definitely seem to have at this point, being the depth of their arm staff. But that being said, they still have to compete with the home team's offense. While they will be pitching to start us off here in the top of the first, here's your lineup for the Bucs tonight. Leading them off in the 1 hole is going to be Garrett Ostrander, their center fielder. In the 2 hole is going to be number 24, Jack Macdoff, left fielder. Number 33, their big first baseman, Cole Moore, in the 3 hole. Batting cleanup tonight, their third baseman, Diego Bacaro. In the 5 hole, it's Carson Rocafort, a speedy right fielder. Number 6, in the 6 hole, is going to be Kyson Donahue, their shortstop tonight. In the 7 hole, it's going to be Luke Lagos, their designated hitter. Batting 8th, someone who we've seen come in as a pinch hitter and pitch runner, but never starting, Ricky Gator, getting a start at second base. And in the 9 hole, rounding it out, is a new catcher as well, Dylan Maltby, who just finished up playing his high school games and now is translating over to the ABL just before the playoffs.
Yeah, Maltby was a catcher at Anchorage South High School and played for the South Post Legion team, who actually just got done playing in the regular season. So he comes over now to play for the Anchorage Bucs. This will be his first game behind the plate. Bucs playing him tonight. And we're going to take a short break here from Mulcahy Stadium as we honor America, the national anthem playing. We'll be back here in just a few short moments. We're back here from Mulcahy Stadium as towing the rubber is Jaden Berkovich as he unleashes his warm-up pitches. Like you said, Berkovich this year a 5.89 coming in 18 in a third innings. He's allowed those 18 hits, 7 walks, so the whip isn't extraordinarily high. 14 runs, 12 of which have been earned. Struck out 18. He's got a 1-2 record. The big thing for Berkovich is listed, he's given up 7 doubles and 2 triples in just 18 in a third inning. So the extra base hits have been a problem, and we'll see if the Miners can take advantage of that tonight.
Well, a team like the Miners coming off a 20-hit performance where almost every launch angle was exactly where you'd want it to be, they might be trying to get it onto this pitcher early. He has had a few innings where he's been productive, but for the most part, allowing for extra base hits is a quick way to find yourself out of early innings.
Infield, once again for the Bucs, left to right. Bacaro at third, Donahue over at short, Gator at second base. Over at first base, Cole Moore, pitcher, catcher, battery, Berkovich, and Maltby in the outfield, left to right. Jack Macdoff, Garrett Ostrander, and then over in right field is Carson Rocafort.
Their outfield does look similar to their everyday lineup, to say the least. They haven't really abandoned a lot of the top of their lineup, but they are going to need to rely a lot on their outfielders for their offensive production in this one.
Holden Breeze stepping into the plate, up to 298, had a couple of hits yesterday. 14 of 47 on the year. Breeze has a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs. His first home run came here at Mulcahy, a line drive that went deep over the left field fence, hit it really hard. First of the year.
That was in his debut game as well. His first at-bat, so made an impact as a minor early.
As that ball's inside 2-0. Berkovich, I said only 7 walks on the year in 18 and a third innings, so not the best walk rate, but certainly not a huge problem. So it hasn't really been the free passes for him as the 2-0 pitch is swung on and fouled off the glove of Maltby behind the plate, 2-1.
Miners seem like they're all packed into the dugout today. It's a cold one in Anchorage. Everybody trying to stay out of the wind as it's pretty nippy out.
This July 29th is not the warmest as Breeze shoots this one back up the chute. That's a base hit into center field. Holden Breeze continues to do nothing but hit in a Miner uniform.
He can't help but get on base at this point. His batting average has been incredible. Over the last week alone, Breeze has been batting just over 300.
Standing in now is Tyler Wilson, who had a big day yesterday. 3 hits, scored a couple of runs, knocked in 3 runs. So he stands in here from the left side. First pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Holden Breeze has got some quick feet over at first. He's already on, looking to steal. Almost took off on that drop ball.
This Miners lineup lately has been an absolute wrecking ball. Over the last 7 days, 349 batting average, 467 on base, 468 slugging as Wilson fouls that pitch away.
This is the same team that lived in the bottom dwellings of the average for the majority of the ABL season.
Wilson in a 1-1 count, Grand Canyon University, and Wilson's been getting it done lately too. 320 average, contributing to that high offensive number over the past week. 8 for his last 25, and he's got the most RBI, tied for the most RBIs over the last week. As Breeze going here, throw down at second base is not in time. Throw might have beat Breeze to the bag with a better throw, but it skipped about maybe 10 feet away from Donahue. He had to back up to grab it, so Breeze swipes the bag.
Breeze should consider himself lucky. He almost didn't look confident in going there, but went anyway. Lucky for him, the throw on the other side of the bag helped him stay safe.
Breeze's 5th steal of the year as he's now in scoring position. Berkovich. Long look out at Breeze. Here it comes. And it's inside for a ball. Wilson taking that. Now the Miners have really started to steal more bases as of late. They're now up over 30 at 31 steals on the year. Last week, they only had 18 steals. So they've been running more lately and have been having more success.
You thought the numbers might drop a bit when they lost Josh Morozic, who was leading their team, and the ABL at one point, but adding players like Patrick Donovan and Holden Breeze has proved to really fill in that gap.
The Miners are the only team in the ABL with over a 250 batting average, coming in at 252, and it's been a long time coming. There was points in early July where it was dipping down near 210 as there's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Tyler Wilson struck out looking. He's the first out here in the first inning.
That was just good placement by Berkovich. Nothing else but a good spot on the corner.
Tyler Rando stepping in. He had an extra base hit yesterday, had a double, knocked in a run. On the year, Rando is tied for the team lead with RBIs at 20. Casey Rother, who sits in the 5-hole today, is tied with him at that mark. Rando, even more impressive, he's tied with Rother, and Rother has about 50 more at-bats than him. Not to take anything away from Casey Rother. He's been having a fabulous year as well, but just puts into perspective how good Tyler Rando's been at producing runs. There's a breaking ball for strike 1.
There's a difference between people that can advance the runner and those that can bring them home. Rando's differentiated himself as a power hitter with a runner in scoring position.
Standing in now, 0-1 count. Berkovich. Here it is. And it's a breaking ball up near the shoulders, ball 1. On deck sits Nick Sorelli, who is still only 2 walks away from tying the Matsu Minor team record for walks, 3 away from breaking it, but he hasn't had any the past couple of games, so it's going to be an uphill climb for him to get to there today.
He hasn't recorded one in the last 2 games, but besides that, he still has 8 in the last week, if that tells you how productive he normally is.
Fastball downstairs there, 2-1. Rando has also been a force into this lineup over the past week, as is really everybody in this lineup. Over the past week, there's been no regular hitting under 238. 2-1 pitch, here it comes. And it's a breaking ball up and in, and it may have just nicked Rando, and that's exactly what it did. Maybe nicked him on the shoulder as Rando takes the free pass, and the Miners, with some traffic on the bases, 2 on, just 1 out.
Oddly enough, Kevin Nakamura and Tyler Rando, both catchers, have been the ones differentiating themselves over the last week, getting hit by a pitch. Both now have 3 in the last 7 days.
Kevin Nakamura has an on-base percentage of 800 in his last 5 games, so to say he's getting it done at the plate is a bit of an understatement. Sorelli stands in, and there's a fastball downstairs, ball 1. Nak, over his past 5 games, has taken 5 walks and has been hit by 3 pitches. Also a 4-for-7 line, so 12 for 15 on his trips to the bags in the past 5 games. That'll play.
That's ludicrous.
That'll play. 1-0 count on Sorelli is there's a fastball at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1.
We might not see Sorelli lift that lumber off his shoulder. He's well aware the clock on that record's running out.
Another guy, actually the hottest minor in terms of batting average over the past week, Jared Sweeney, who's appeared in 5 games a couple times as a defensive replacement. He's 5 for his last 8 over his last 5 appearances. He gets the start today in the 9 holes. That pitch is downstairs, 2-1.
What do you want to bet Sorelli's not going to swing at a single pitch his first time through?
2-1. I told him yesterday, if he wants to get the record, he can't take the bat off his shoulder. Just stand in there. If you take the strikeouts, it is what it is. Stand in there. Try to get walked as best as you can.
Maybe give him one real big swing at the start of the at-bat so they think you mean business, and then just lay off.
Like you said, we haven't seen Ricky Gator start a game against the Miners this year. He's in the game today in the 2-hole. He stands over in short right field. 2-1. Swung on and grounded foul up the first base lines. The count goes even at 2-2.
Gator, extremely deep, but also closer to the first base bag. A giant gap between him and Kyson Donahue near second.
The Miners, over their past 7 games, have knocked in 46 runs by the RBI. That is impressive, considering they've scored more than 46 because of unearned runs. Over the past week, they've scored 55 runs in 7 games. By far their best stretch all year, so they're hitting their stride late. As the 2-2 pitch is swung on and popped into foul ground, Bacaro long run, still going, and that's going to get out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Okay, he probably has the best field angle for our camera out of all the ABL sites. You don't have to deal with the backstop screen. See most of the field. Hopefully, it's bright enough. It is an overcast day here.
It's not the warmest day at the ballpark at all.
No, it is. It is chilly. July 29th, chilly. 2-2 again to Sorelli is swung on and fouled over towards the minor dugout.
Well, if he can't get the ball thrown to him, he's just going to make sure he stays around.
Rother in the on-deck circle. I believe he had 3 hits yesterday.
Sorelli was oddly enough the only minor starter without a hit yesterday.
He put 20 hits on the board. It was a shellacking in Chugiak. 2-2. Here it comes once again. And it's off the plate with a breaking ball, and Nick Sorelli has worked it full.
Come on, Nick. Keep your eye on the ball.
Being able to get that first walk and the first plate appearance would be big. Then you just need 1 to tie. Obviously 2-2. Take the record.
Come on, Nick.
But getting it right away is the best way to get it. 3-2 from Berkovich. Swung on, hit in the air into foul ground, and that'll drift back out of play. So the marathon continues. Sorelli fouling off pitches. And this next pitch will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat.
Seems Nick Sorelli's tired of at-bats not going his way. He's going to stick around for a while.
Breeze off of second base. Anything to the outfield, you can bet he's going to try to score. Very good speed. 3-2. We'll do it again. Here it is. And it's swung on, hit in the air, left center field, actually more towards straightaway left, and it's right at Jack Macdoff. Barely had to move. So Sorelli retired after the 9-pitch at-bat, and now it's Casey Rother with 2 away.
He'll be back up. Might be frustrated right now, but definitely made his name known to the pitcher in his first plate appearance.
Rother 3 hits yesterday. Striding in, almost had a home run as well. In the 9th inning off tie back, or the 8th inning off tie back. Gave it a ride to deep left. Sent the left fielder, Johnny Graham, all the way to the warning track and up against the fence, but he was able to glove it. Rother standing in. Here's the pitch. And it's way up and in, and it's going to get away from the catcher, Maltby. Both runners are going to move up. Maltby goes back to the screen to retrieve it. That is definitely going to go down as a pass ball against Dylan Maltby.
Tough to predict the ball going over the hitter's head, but that's why you have to have some of the best reflexes at the catcher position.
That ball was over the head of Rother. He had to duck underneath it. Hit off Maltby's glove and ricocheted a little bit towards the third base side, but back to the screen. So 1-0 in Rother. He's got second and third. Here's the pitch. And it swung on and hit hard over to short and through! Breeze coming in to score. Rando getting the stop sign at third. And that's an RBI single for Casey Rother. He retakes the minor RBI lead with 21, and the Miners crack the scoreboard first.
Tyler Rando perfectly encapsulated every one of us in the stadium at that moment. Just sit there watching, waiting to see what would happen as that one was just ripped off the bat. The velocity alone, you couldn't help but keep up. Kyson Donahue was just a step too slow.
Donahue was going to have a tough play either way. It looked like he might have been able to get there late. It just trickled by him. But even if he fields that, he would have had to get to his feet and somehow throw out Rother. As Patrick Donovan in, and this ball is going to skip away from the catcher. Rando in to score as Maltby unable to glove the pitch in the dirt, and the Miners racing off to a 2-0 lead early.
Already taking advantage of every scoring opportunity they're given. Unearned and earned runs are going their way.
That one is not going to go down as a pass ball. That is surely a wild pitch in the dirt. Berkovich now behind 2-0 in this game, and with the way the Bucs offense has been lately, 2 runs seems like a ton. Patrick Donovan, center fielder, standing in. Single, double, triple, and a walk yesterday for him. 3 for 4 as he stands in here and he takes ball 2 off the outside. Donovan, a Phoenix native, over his past 16 at-bats, it's been 9 hits for him, including 3 walks and a hit by pitch. So, chalk up his last 20 plate appearances. Been on base 13 times. That'll play. 2-0. It's in the dirt again, and it's going to skip away from Maltby again. It's back to the screen. Moving up to third is Casey Rother, who tripped a little bit over the bag, but he doesn't fall down. He's still standing, and now the count is 3-0 on Patrick Donovan.
Every time he's making one of these pitches, he's just making his job even harder on himself. It's tough to work with anybody on the bases, not only when they're in scoring position, but when you put them there yourself.
Bucs really do not want to allow a third run to cross the plate. Donovan with an opportunity to bring him home. A lineup full of hot hitters. Donovan just one of them. Looks to get on here, and that's exactly what he's going to do. It's a 4-pitch walk. Donovan taking that pitch in the dirt, and it's runners on the corners with 2 away for Mike Ferreira.
Well, this offense has wasted no time showing up. They're already on their 7th hitter, and we're only in the top of the 1st.
Ferreira's struggles in the early season were well documented, but he's really got it together lately. Average all the way up to 232 from at points being down near 100. A homer and 6 RBIs on the year, and he's got a plus walk to strikeout ratio as that pitch is outside and swiping second. No throw, Patrick Donovan. All this guy does is steal bases, seemingly. Patrick Donovan now on the year has 5 steals in just 9 games. This is his 10th, actually.
Everybody seems aggressive on the base path today.
Second and third, 1-0 count. And that pitch is outside. Ferreira taking 2-0. Yeah, Ferreira's plate discipline has been really good this year. Doesn't strike out a lot and is able to take that free pass. If it could get to him, standing on deck will be the 8th batter of the inning and Kevin Nakamura. 2-0 pitch. And it's a strike at the knees. Ferreira taking, goes to 2-1.
Berkovich is having a harsh realization right now. As a relief pitcher, you usually only have to face a couple hitters, but when you extend your appearances like this first inning, some of your flaws are expanded. He's not locating as well as his numbers might have implied.
And there's a strike low in the minor dugout, letting the home plate umpire hear about it a little bit. Ball looked maybe a smidge low. Couldn't see an expanded zone today. As long as it's consistent, there should be no issues. We've seen all types of zones. 2-2 count on Mike Ferreira. Westchester University. Pennsylvania native standing in. Berkovich trying to finally find his way out of the woods here. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and grounded slowly over towards the left side of the infield. Donahue fields. He stuttered over there at short, but he's able to glove it and make the throw in time over to Cole Moore. So the Miners score a couple here in the first, threatening for more, but can't break across any more runs on the scoreboard.
Their offense has shown up like they're the A squad today. We'll see if their pitching and defense is the same with Christian Sealhorse coming out.
So Seal will take the mound. Miners take an early lead 2-0 here from Anchorage. We'll be back in just a few moments. back here from Mulcahy Stadium as SEAL Team 6, Christian Seahorse takes the mound against this Bucs lineup, who will send Garrett Ostrander to the plate first. Seahorse obviously has been really good in terms of ERA. We know he's had a bit of issue with the walk, but whenever you can keep your ERA down at 2.22 with the amount of walks he has, you're doing something right.
A dead even amount of walks and strikeouts on the season, both at 28. But he has done a great job getting himself out of jams.
As this pitch is popped up into short right field, Sweeney going out onto the grass. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And for Seahorse, who usually throws a lot of pitches, that's a big out.
Definitely odd to not see David Bermudez and Holden Breeze in their usual spots. Anytime we've seen Jared Sweeney in the infield, it's usually been in the hot corner where Rother is.
Now we'll see Jack Macdoff, who's been a mainstay in this Buck order all year. Potentially their best hitter. As Macdoff stands in, comes in with a .288 batting average, home run, and 13 RBIs, also contributing 14 walks. This Bucks team doesn't like to run as much as some of the other teams in the ABL, but they do have more steals than the Miners. A lot of that coming, though, from Cole Carrick, who is no longer with the team. Woody Hayden also steals a lot of bases. He's got 11 of them on the year.
Macdoff has been on a tear recently as well.
As that pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1.
To my point, all over the last week, an OBP of 471 and a slugging at 583. He's putting the ball in play and sending it pretty deep.
So there's a breaking ball a little bit off the plate. Ball 1. Cole Moore stands in the on-deck circle. Who's hit for some power for this Buck team. 3 home runs on the year. 1-1. Swung on and tapped over to third. It's deep against the line, but a little bit foul. Off there, knocking that one away, and it's 1-2.
Seahorse, for a while, was pulled from the bullpen for the Miners for about an inning or two at a time. Did good ever since he's returned to his starting spot. I'd say his control has been a lot better.
Back in, Jack Macdoff. 1-2 count. Here it comes. It swung on and fouled to the screen. Seahorse came with the breaking ball. Like a slider, but Macdoff able to get a piece and fouled away. Once again, the playoffs, ABL playoffs start tomorrow. 6 p.m. start at Herman Brothers Field against these same Anchorage Bucs. 6 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. Saturday, if necessary, 4 p.m. on Sunday. As there's a called strike 3. Perfect spot, low and away, and nothing Jack Macdoff can do about it. First strikeout for Christian Seahorse here in the first.
He seems to be feeling himself walking around on the first strikeout. He's got his energy high. Saw him buying 2 energy drinks before the game. It's a somewhat of a tradition. He likes to really run on that adrenaline.
This entire pitching staff is supported by Bang. We should really get a sponsorship deal going. Terms of that, because that's the most used drink. Nick Sorelli, as there's ball 1. Nick Sorelli, I heard, drinks one in the clubhouse before they leave for any road trip every day, and then he's just hyped up on the van ride.
He just won't stop talking when he got banging him.
1-0. Cole Moore, here's the pitch. And there's a fastball, strike 1. Seal's fastball is really, I feel like it's gained velocity as the years gone on. He's really sitting up in the low 90s. Division II guy from Slippery Rock, but he can really bring it back on that fastball.
That one was a pure rope, just straight line drive from his hand to the mitt.
And there's a breaking ball for a called strike 2. Good slider from Seahorse, and he's ahead of Cole Moore.
His stuff just looks much better today than usual. I'd say everything looks a little bit faster on RPMs and velo.
His longest start of the year was the last time out against these same Bucs. The 1-2 pitch is just off the plate, maybe a bit high. Ball 2.
Pretty deep play from the infield so far. Everyone in that no doubles defense trying to just prevent anything from leaving.
As that's a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is going full. Seahorse's last start, he went 5+ innings against the Bucs. He only gave up 1 run through 5, but the Bucs got to him in the 6th with a couple of runs and knocked him out of the game. 5 innings pitched, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He gave up 3 hits, walked 4, and struck out 3. As there's a swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks to end the first inning. Christian Seahorse. That was pretty good.
Bit of call and response from the Miners offense and defense, both coming up and coming up big.
So we will go to the second inning here at Mulcahy Stadium. Miners 2-0 lead early. We'll be back here from Anchorage in just a few moments. We're back here from Mulcahy as we start the second inning. Kevin Nakamura leads it off. It'll be Nak and Jared Sweeney rounding out the bottom of the order. And then the top of the order, Holden Breeze here in the second as Jaden Berkovich goes back to work. And the first pitch to Nak is a ball in the dirt, 1-0.
A good patience demonstrated by this Miners offense so far. Nobody's getting too aggressive with the early pitches.
As there's a swing and a miss, a good changeup there from Berkovich as he throws it by him, 1-1. Berkovich standing in. The 1-1 is another swing and a miss. Back down 1-2. Berkovich plays college baseball at San Diego State, native of Reno, Nevada. As this pitch is swung on, hit deep in the hole over at short. Up with it, Donahue, long throw, but in time, Nakamura out, 1 away.
Donahue playing a bit deeper after that first shot was ripped past him by Casey Rother. See if anything's able to get in on the infield now.
Berkovich redshirted at San Diego State this past year, but he was a top 500 recruit in the entire country in the class of 2020, and he was the number 2 right-handed pitcher prospect in the class of 2020 from the state of Nevada. High praise as he goes to the line here and fires, and it's a fastball for strike 1 to Jared Sweeney.
Sweeney, as you had mentioned, been impressive over the last week, really stepping up for players that need to take a break for their body or just pure exhaustion this late in the season.
This ball swung on, hit in the air, fairly deep to left field, but Macdoff has a beat on it. He'll make the catch a couple of steps away from the warning track, so 2 quick outs here in the second inning. Now back to the top of the lineup, Holden Breeze, who singled and scored his first time up. Breeze also stole a bag his first time up, his 5th of the year. So both newcomer bats from the junior college ranks in Arizona have 5 steals apiece on the year now. Berkovich goes into the line, and the first pitch to Breeze is swung on, hit in the air, center field. It's fairly deep, but Ostrander goes back a little bit. He'll make the catch, and that's a quiet second inning for the Miners.
Well, a follow-up for the first inning, but regardless, 1, 2, 3 for the Miners means Christian Seahorse gets to get back to work after he looked really dominant in the first.
So we're through an inning and a half here at Mulcahy Stadium. It's Miners 2, Bucs 0. Stay with us. We'll be back here from Anchorage in just a few moments. Diego Bacaro steps to the plate as we begin the second inning. Christian Seahorse, a perfect first and a couple of Ks as Bacaro steps in now. The Loyola Marymount product. Been a mainstay at third base for this Bucs team all year, tied for the team lead in home runs. 3 home runs. He's got 22 RBIs as well, which leads the club. Standing in now, Christian Seahorse back to work. First pitch is a breaking ball for a ball. Outside, 1-0.
Seahorse got that extra zip so far in this game. We'll be interested to see how far he can carry that extra energy.
1-0 pitch. Slider called strike. That slider has been working all through the zone so far, through 3+ batters. So we'll see if he can continue it. It's looked really good. 1-1 count. Carroll standing back in, pretty much upright stance as that pitch is off the plate. Ball 2.
That one missed, but he is working to open up the outside of the zone. If he wants to use that slider for a low and away pitch, one of the better put away pitches in the game.
The wind is blowing towards the left field foul line, so anything in the air towards left field could really carry, as there's a big swing and a miss on another Seahorse breaking ball. Count goes to 2-2.
When they say clean up hitters, they mean clean up those bases. He was trying to do just that. He wanted to bring himself a round tripper.
Carson Rocafort stands on deck. 2-2 from Seal is way up and in. Backing away from his Bacaro 3-2. The flagpole that previously mentioned out there in left field is really blowing towards the line. Anything up in the air. We could see some cheapy home runs tonight.
It's usually one of the more hitter favorable parts of the ballpark already. Just adds to it.
3-2. Here comes from Seal. And it's swung on, hit in the air, left center field. Donovan appears to have a beat on it, and he does as he glides into short left center field to make the catch 1 away.
Donovan stepped up big in his presence since he's arrived. He's really covered all the ground in center field. Every time he's in the outfield, he's put there because of his impressive speed.
1 away. Stepping to the plate next is Carson Rocafort. Louisiana Lafayette, a native of Port Neches, Texas. First pitch to him is fastball inside, ball 1. Bats from the left side on the year. Rocafort, who started a little slow when we saw him earlier in the year, but he's gotten that average up lately all the way up to 255. The homers. 5 RBIs. He's also drawn 16 walks. There's a strike.
You can thank the minors for that bit of offensive resurgence as well. That one game with 2 extra base hits was his first of the year. Ever since then, he's been climbing that batting average up.
Another slider, another strike. Seahorse ahead in the count. The one thing, though, although Rocafort does have 5 steals, he's been caught stealing 6 times, which leads the ABL. 1-2, way off the plate. Came with the fastball. Counts even. Seal with a look in. Brings the ball over his head as he usually does. Here's the pitch. And it's swung on, hit in the air, left field, pretty much straight up for the left fielder Tyler Wilson. Can a corn 2 away.
Sure, he wanted another strikeout there, but an easy can of corn to your outfielder, just as good. Didn't have to do much work, thanks to his pitcher.
Tyson Donahue from the University of Arizona. We've seen him mostly at second base in the matchups between the Miners and the Bucs this year, but today he's at shortstop. Day off for Woody Hayden. That's from the left side. Donahue comes into this game struggling, to say the least, at the plate. 10 of 61 on the year, a 164 batter. Does have a home run, though, and 11 RBIs as there's a called strike.
Even across the last couple of games, he's been, at most, I would say, average. Batting just on the Mendoza line in his last 7 days, with a couple of errors to his name as well. He doesn't seem to really be a natural middle infielder by choice.
That ball is shot away, and quickly, Seahorse is head in the count. He's trying to work 6 up, 6 down. He's almost to that point right now. In the on-deck circle, Luke Lagnus.
Middle of this lineup, putting up pretty little resistance so far. Everything's been soft hit to the outfield.
This ball's dribbled back to the screen for a foul ball, so we'll do it again. Appears to be maybe a youth Little League baseball game going on a field of this Quada Fields behind the center and right field fences. Seal back to it on the 2-strike count, and it's off the plate for a ball.
Seahorse, I would say, has now built up a reputation for being a bit wild. While it does result in some looking Ks, it can also result in a bit of extended at-bats.
Here it comes again from Seal, and it's swung on and fouled hard off maybe the little roof area next to us, next to the press box. Donahue fouling off 2-strike pitches. He's still alive, trying to become the first Buck to reach base.
You don't usually want to worry your first time through the lineup, but whenever your offense puts up no response to an early offensive response, it becomes a bit draining.
There's the ball off the plate with the slider. Long at bat for Donahue continues. Left-hander trying to work his way aboard. Seal back to it. 2-strike pitch. Here it is. And it's off the plate, and the count has gone full. So he was way ahead 0-2, but really good at bat by Donahue.
He has to focus on this next pitch. Even if he's not going to swing, you can't miss the zone. Can't allow yourself to give away what was an 0-2 count.
3-2, here it comes, and it's swung on and fouled over towards the minor dugout. Donahue, I believe that's his 4th foul ball of this at-bat. I'd like to thank the sponsor of the Matsu Miners Travel, Alaska Airlines. 3-2. Seal trying to throw him something to get him out. Donahue back in, here it is. And it's a slider line down the left field line, and that's a fair ball. May have hit right next to the line, and it's going to dribble over to the corner. Wilson up with it, and coasting into second base. That's a really good at-bat for Kyson Donahue, a 2-out double.
6-man up is the first one to deliver. Now coming to the plate, number 32, Luke Lagnus, their designated hitter for the game today.
I haven't really seen Lagnus all year. We saw him in the first game of the year where he knocked in a couple of runs. Just 5 games played in this year. Only got 2 hits, 2 for 14. He stands in the DH today, trying to find a way to bring in Donahue.
Seems to be a recent bit of experimentation, trying him in the lineup. Same with Ricky Gator, both of them in the last week under 3 plate appearances.
First pitch to Lagnus is way up high. Nakamura jumping out of his stance to get that one, 1-0. That ball was right against the line, hit by Kyson Donahue. May have hit actually on the line. It was a fair ball. And now he's at second. Still in a 1-0 count. Here it comes. And it's a swing and a miss. Came with a fastball thrown right by Luke Lagnus. Lagnus plays college baseball at Grinnell College. Alaska native from Anchorage, 6 feet, 200 pounds. 1-1. Way off the plate, 2-1. So Seal, after getting those first 5 outs, has struggled a bit with strike throwing. Past couple of batters. 2-1 to Lagnus with Ricky Gator standing on deck.
Right now, a challenge pitch could be really beneficial for the pitcher's confidence.
2-1. Swing and a miss. He came with a fastball on the outside edge and threw it right by Lagnus, and now he's down. Or now he's even. 2-2.
Don't want to get down in this count, though. A full count could easily result in another base runner.
2-2. Seal trying to strand the runner out at second base. From the stretch, here it is, and it's a swing and a miss. He came with a fastball, threw 3 fastballs right by Luke Lagnus, and that at-bat, and he gets out of the inning, stranding the runner at second.
That's what you call a McHack, a high hack, going for every bit of it, but just missing the ball. Christian Sealhorse strands the runner. Miners still hold on to this early lead.
So we're through 2 here at Mulcahy Stadium. It's Miners 2, Bucs none. We'll be back here from Anchorage in just a few moments. Tyler Wilson set to lead it off for the Miners as we begin the third inning. Striding in, first time up, struck out looking. He strides in and does work against Jaden Berkovich, who gave him a couple in the first. Worked a perfect second, though. First offering to Wilson is a fastball right down the chute, strike one. Wilson does have some swing and miss, but plenty of contact as well to go with it. He's been one of the Miners' better hitters as this year's gone on. Stands in Grand Canyon University, Chandler, Arizona. Just finished up his freshman year. 262 hitter coming in as there's a ball low.
One thing that always stands out about Wilson is his versatility. Hasn't been asked to put up on the gear so far this year, but also has catching capabilities.
He swings here and lines this one deep down the left field line, but way foul. So stand back in and a 2-strike count. Berkovich trying to put him away. Working quickly to the line, here it is, and it's swung on, hit in the air, shallow, and this one's going to stay on the infield. Donahue camped under it, he'll make the catch, and there's one away.
Since the Miners' early attack in this one, it's been a bit of back and forth for fly balls and pop-outs.
So Tyler Rando, who reached via a hit by pitch his first time, will stand in. 301 batter, or 310 batter, I should say, coming in. He's got the most impressive, I think, walk to strikeout ratio you'll see. 2-to-1, 18 walks to just 9 strikeouts. There's a called strike one. Back to the line, Berkovich, and that pitch is up and in, 1-1. Rando trying to work this count a little bit. The wind appears to maybe have cooled down, not blowing as hard against the flags. Left field foul line, foul pole. 1-1, Berkovich, here it is. And it's a breaking ball for a called strike. Rando disagrees, and it's 1-2. Not behind the plate tonight. Gonzaga Bulldog, and kind of alternating between that DH and catcher spot as that pitch is way inside, 2-2. But it's a luxury to have a good hitting catcher, and that's exactly what Rando is. He's done nothing but hit, and his average second half of this year, like a lot of Miners, has been really on fire. As now it's going full.
Does a good job of helping sell these calls for himself as well, even when he's not behind the plate, working the call count as a batter.
3-2, swung on and bounced off the glove of Berkovich. He took away a single from Rando, and he flips to the first baseman, Cole Moore. That's out number 2. That ball nearly got by him. It was hit really hard. If it gets by him, that's easy into center field.
You can thank the webbing of his glove for that one, making a good block on the play.
Nick Sorelli, who drove a 9-pitch at-bat his last time, but flew out to straightaway left field. He stands there now with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Strike at the knees. Berkovich set down the last 6 Miners. Sorelli looking to not become the 7th. Not a huge shift on Sorelli here. 0-1 is a fastball in the outside corner, and Sorelli quickly behind 0-2.
Berkovich has been able to bounce back from the first inning, got beat up a little bit. Ever since then, he's looked nearly untouchable.
He's been locked in as the 0-2 is swung on and grounded hard, but right at the second baseman, Ricky Gator. He throws to Cole Moore at first, and that's the end of the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. Jaden Berkovich has sent down 7 in a row.
This game is picking up the pace almost, both sides really making their offensive plate appearances short-lasted.
We'll head to the bottom of the third. Miners still clinging to a 2-0 lead. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage in just a few moments. back here for the bottom of the third. Seahorse back out to the mound. He'll face Ricky Gator leading it off. Dylan Maltby standing beyond next circle, and then top of the order in the hole, Garrett Ostrander.
Number 8, Ricky Gatter.
Before we returned from the break on our stream, Reese might have just jinxed Seahorse on the mound.
Yeah, it said he hasn't had any walks yet, so hopefully that continues as Ricky Gator, a native Alaskan, stands in 5'10", 175 pounds. Bats from the right side. Attends Skagit Valley College, where he did not play in 2021.
Also, I'm unsure of how clear it is for our audience, but they do have a new addition here at Mulcahy Stadium. They don't have the scoreboard yet, but they have the trim for the two teams underneath of it.
As Gator swings on the first pitch, and it's a can of corn up into shallow left field. Tyler Wilson tracking it all the way. That ball was up there a long time. Gator was almost to second base when that ball landed. It is out number 1, and now it'll be Dylan Maltby, the catcher from Anchorage South High School.
Talk about moonshots. That one became a satellite for just a bit, hanging up by the lights here at Mulcahy.
Maltby trying to record his first hit in a Buck uniform. Late add to the roster. First pitch from Seal. Fastball just missed inside. Glanced off the glove of Nakamura back toward the Buck dugout, 1-0.
It's got to be hard to transition from high school directly to this level as well, just for the pure velocity differential.
He was playing Legion the whole summer, I assume for the South Post team, as there's a pitch inside. Maltby ahead 2-0. Ostrander waiting the on-deck circle. Cal Baptist. Seahorse stands at the set. The 2-0 coming. It's a fastball for a strike. You're going to get me over pitch. Goes to 2-1.
Anytime you get down 2-0, you have to make a good comeback pitch. Fastball is the most reliable one for Seal.
Here it comes. It's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Couldn't have hit that one with a 10-foot oar. Threw it right by him, 2-2.
He's done a good job of mixing up his off-speed pitches and his fastballs. Can't really seem to keep their eyes down.
2-2. Here it comes. And it's way off the plate with a fastball. He's gone full. This is, I believe, the 4th hitter he's gone to a full count with, as Maltby looks to reach for the first time. I'd like to thank the sponsor of 2021 Matsu Miners Baseball, Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union Local 1251. As Seal throws another fastball by him. It's another strikeout for Christian Seahorse as he's strutting off the mound.
He's getting a lot of out-of-zone swing and misses today, and that's one of the greatest benefits of having an effectively wild pitcher. When they are on their stuff and they have their junk out there working, it's hard for anybody to really find their ball.
4 strikeouts so far for Seahorse as Garrett Ostrander represents the Anchorage Buck batter with 2 outs. Standing in first time. Up, he popped out to short right field, fielded by Sweeney on the first pitch of the day from Christian Seahorse as he watches strike 1 there. Right-handed batter from Cal Baptist. Standing back in, as there's a breaking ball inside, ball 1, and it's 1-1. Ostrander on the Buck roster is actually listed as an infielder. We saw him at shortstop a couple of times, but he's been consistently in the outfield. As there's a slider, or maybe a fastball actually a little bit inside. Correction, local 1281 it is. Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters and Carpenters Union, Local 1281. Seal back to it. Here it comes, and it's a fastball upstairs. Just missed up. Ostrander still has life. Miners in their alternate greens today. The Bucks in there. I guess you could say alternate blacks as well. We've seen their pinstripes, but they're in the blacks today, so it's solid color day, I guess, as there's a slider for a strike. Ostrander maybe not thinking so, and it's 3-2.
Another full count. Christian Seahorse doesn't like to do it without suspense.
3-2. Seal sets, and here it comes. Almost offered, but not to be. Peeled on to first base. Ostrander didn't go around, so I must have jinxed him as Garrett Ostrander reaches first on the first walk of the day for Christian Seahorse.
That's right, everybody. Be sure to blame Reese.
Yeah, I am at blame for that.
It's definitely not the athletes involved.
Maybe it's that Little Caesar sign. I've already ripped Little Caesars enough. I'm not going to go down that avenue again.
No, I think that's another day.
I do like their deep dish, though.
Seahorse walked his first batter, now looking to strand his second of the game.
Slider up, 1-0. Missed there. Lighter crowd on hand here at Mulcahy Stadium. This is the last Anchorage Bucs home game of the year. As taking off for second, Ostrander got a huge jump, and he could have stolen second walking backwards, easily swiping that bag as he's into second with the stolen base.
We have plenty of instances throughout the season of pitchers consistently trying to check on runners at first. That time, Christian Seahorse paid no attention to Garrett Ostrander. Now he stands in scoring position.
He got a running start. He got about 5 or 10 feet on that running start before the ball was even thrown, and he stole second with ease. As that pitch just missed off the plate for a ball. There is an open base now at first base, obviously, with Ostrander swiping second. Macdoff standing back in his first time up. He struck out looking. It was a pitch low and away, but Seahorse put in the perfect spot at the bottom of the zone. Coming to it again, and it's off the plate and in the dirt. 3-1 on Jack Macdoff.
Within the first inning, Seal's repetitiveness on his pitches looked very clean. Everything looked tight and in the zone, starting to spread out a bit.
He goes back to it. Pulls the ball over his head. The 3-1 is swung on and fouled to the screen. So Macdoff hacking there. Can't get enough contact on it. And now maybe it appears that activity could start briefly in the Buck bullpen as there's some guys running down to the pen. Berkovich has set down the last 7, but he threw a boatload of pitches in the first inning.
Still surprised to see him head down early. Obviously, you may want to save him for playoff contention, but playing a losing game.
Still 2 strikes as Macdoff, a little late on that, fouls it to the screen. MLB trade updates. MLB trades have been going crazy all day. We saw an absolute blockbuster. I can't remember a trade of that magnitude happening near the deadline when Scherzer and Trey Turner went to the Dodgers. Kyle Schwarber also going over to the Red Sox.
It's a fire sale in Washington.
As there's a breaking ball in the dirt, Macdoff really good at bat, and it's back-to-back walks for Seahorse with 2 outs in the third.
So getting a bit crowded around the bases, Seahorse looking to keep these runners at bay as Cole Moore steps into the box.
Moore, the first baseman, who struck out swinging back in the first inning. That closed out the bottom of the first. Seal trying to work out of it right now. First and second, the tying run stands over at first base.
I'm sure Seal would love another strikeout here.
Moore stands in from the left side. His first pitch is inside with fastball, ball 1, as now it appears maybe some preliminary warming up down the minor bullpen. Nobody throwing as of yet. There are some guys down there. 1-0 count. Seal just trying to get a strike over. Here it is. Fastball swung on, hit into right field. It's fairly deep. Ferreira drifting back, but he'll find it. Cole Ward just got under that. I thought off the bat that ball had a chance to get out of here. Instead, it's the third out of the third inning.
On any other non-windy day, it might have been, but fighting the wind on the way out to right field, Mike Ferreira there to record the third out.
That ball absolutely shot up into the air, but the Miners catch a break. After 3 here at Mulcahy, it's Miners 2, Bucs none. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage in just a few moments. Casey Rother will kickstart it here in the 4th inning as AC/DC blares over the speakers. And Rother standing in, third baseman. First trip to the plate, plated the first run for the Miners. An RBI single back up the chute.
Ever since then, lack of real offensive production on both sides.
There's the ball in the dirt, and we also have a new pitcher on the mound. It is right-hander Alex Rios from Santa Clara University, 6'5", 230, as he takes over for Berkovich, who had that long first inning, got through 7 in a row, but he's done after 3 as Rother shoots that ball foul. So maybe just trying to save Berkovich a little bit. Like we said, this Bucs pitching staff doesn't have a ton of depth right now, specifically in the bullpen, so they're going to need them in round 1 of the playoffs.
Where the Miners have experienced a lot of injuries for their position players, that's definitely been more of a issue for their pitching staff. Rutherford, Wilson, Barrera, and Carrick, each player has been scratched over the last week or so.
Rios comes in struggling a little bit, to say the least. The Miners saw him last week. He is the lowest, or has the highest, I guess you can say, ERA on the club, as this ball's grounded down to third, up with it Bacaro. Long throw across. He's got a really strong arm and showcases it there. 1 out.
He made that look very easy, beat him by more than a couple steps.
Real struggles have not came from the walk. Just 4 walks in 14 and the 3rd innings. You see the walk issue kind of sprouting amongst a lot of relievers, but not him. He's given up 21 hits, though, in 14 and the 3rd innings. 14 runs, all of which have been earned. Equates out to an 8.79 ERA. This will be his 11th game of the year. He'll stand at the set here, and the first pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-0. Patrick Donovan to the plate. Left-handed batter. Chandler Gilbert Community College. Their league that he plays with for Chandler Gilbert, as this ball shot just past the mound. Rios almost had it. Donovan might beat this to first, and oh, wow, he's called out at the bag. My goodness.
You gotta be kidding me.
No argument from Donovan, but from our vantage point, he looked clearly safe.
Well, the ball awkwardly bounced off the mound, leaving little room for Donahue to make an error. And Donovan is pretty fast himself, so looked clean up here, but the first base umpire gave an emphatic out call.
Surprising, but doesn't matter what we think is. Now there's 2 away. Mike Ferreira striding in. First time up, he grounded out too short. Long looking by Rios. There's still some throwing down the Buck bullpen. First pitch to Ferreira, swung on and hit hard, but foul down the third baseline. Got a good piece of that. Going back to the point on Donovan, he's adjusted to the wood so well, and you see his average up there because this college league, and the league Chandler Gilbert Community College plays in, is a wood bat league. One of the few college wood bat leagues for actual schools. You see the summer leagues with all wood, but you don't really see actual in-season in the spring using wood.
It's definitely made an impact on his late transition to the ABL season. He hasn't had to take a period to readjust. It's been pretty much clean sailing.
Ferreira back in. It's an 0-1. Rios looking to work a scoreless 4th. Miners' last 9 hitters have been retired. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 at the knees. Ferreira quickly behind 0-2.
This game is seeming reminiscent of an earlier matchup between the Bucs and Miners this year, where Rother hit a grand slam in the first inning, then the Miners were shut out for the majority of the game.
0-2, here it comes. And it's a swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball. So Alex Rios hadn't had great numbers coming in, but he works a scoreless 4th. Doesn't allow any hits or walks. That was a pretty good outing.
Miners may need to readjust before they get desperate at the plate. Still hold the lead here.
2-0 as we're through 3.5 here at Mulcahy. Be back here from Anchorage in just a few moments. back here from Anchorage as new pitcher on the mound. Christian Seahorse worked 3 scoreless innings, but his day is done. He'll give way to the Wasilla native, James Aaron from Corbin University. Right-hander coming on to pitch here in the 4th, so Seal will get the no decision. Aaron on the year, 6 games, 2 starts, 15 and 2/3 innings for him. He's allowed 13 hits and 9 walks, striking out 13. 2-1 record, 4.60 ERA. Last time he pitched was, I think you can say, a one you'd like to forget. He was the one who gave up those 3 home runs to back-to-back batters in the pilot order. But besides that, he was perfect. So there were some positive steps in the right direction as he toes the rubber right now. And he goes 1-0 on Diego Bacaro.
His ability to respond to those 3 straight jacks was what really stood out to me. He retired the next 3 in order, got right back to work.
As he gets a sharp ground ball, but right at the second baseman, Jared Sweeney. So James Aaron picking up where he left off. He's got an out on Diego Bacaro. Now Carson Rocafort striding in. Miners obviously have a playoff series starting tomorrow, so it does make sense to not let Seal go too long because they could still use him either in the rotation or out of the bullpen. I haven't seen Seal out of the bullpen but one time this year. Remains to be seen if they can use him there. That pitch low for a ball. And I thought the Miners are struggling for pitching depth. Here, this Anchorage Buck team is riddled with injuries and guys going home, so they're down to the wire in terms of bullpen arms.
We've hit the point of the season where every team has had their own phase or at least one point where they've had a real low point with injuries. Now everyone's just dealing with the remnants of what's left.
This ball's right back up the chute, and Aaron kind of tripped off the mound as the ball skidded by his ankles. It's a base hit into center field for Carson Rocafort. 1 on, 1 out. Kyson Donahue striding in.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Kyson Donahue.
The official sponsor of the Matsu Miners internet broadcast is Napa Auto Parts of Alaska. We thank Jim Ruda, who is their owner. Also, there is a Miners jersey giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa store to enter and win. Kyson Donahue, 1 on, 1 out. First pitch from Aaron is in the dirt. Good block by Knack, 1-0.
Donahue has the sole hit in this game so far, being the double he hit down the line.
That ball just scraped the line as well. That's about as close as it'll get. Runner taking off here as this ball swung on, hit in the air, left center field. This could be in the gap, but gliding over is Tyler Wilson to make the catch. They might have a chance at 2. The throw back to the infield, not in time. Enough arm strength under it, but it was slightly up the line. Sorelli having to go over and get it. I don't think the runner off of first, Rocafort, thought that ball was going to be caught. He came all the way around second base and had to retreat.
No, he was confident enough that he was ready to head to third, maybe even deeper to home. And we are going to have the inning end.
That was out number 3. I had it confused. That was out number 3 because Diego Bacaro grounded out the second to start the inning.
You're correct.
Wait, no.
That would still be the second out.
That'd still be 2 outs.
Is it 2 outs or 3?
That's only 2 outs. As the umpire is conversing with the Miner dugout.
Unless they had a reason to say Carson Rocafort was out.
I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning for this is.
It's a definite benefit to the Miners, but real confusion from us in the press box here.
Everybody just kind of standing around. There was only 2 outs recorded in that inning. So unless there was something with Rocafort that made the 3rd out, I'm not sure. So we're going to go to a break. Hopefully we have a verdict when we come back. We'll be back here 2-0 Miners at their 4 innings here from Mulcahy Stadium. So we do have a verdict. Apparently, the runner Carson Rocafort never touched second when he was running back. When I said he turned around second, he did go and touch second base and start to run to third before retreating. When he went back, he never touched second base. So that is the reason Carson Rocafort is out. So it'll go down as a double play. Miners get out of the fourth. James Aaron works a scoreless fourth, and now to start the fifth, Kevin Nakamura.
On the mound for the Bucs is a bit of a surprise for anybody that's watched them pitch this year. Luke Lagnus on the mound.
Lagnus on the year. First appearance as Nakamura swings and pops this one up into foul ground, but that'll drift back out of play. He was DHing, but now he's on the mound. So we got a new pitcher. There's maybe some slight throwing still down in the Buck bullpen. Nobody for the Miners as of yet. Next standing in, 0-1 is low for a ball as it squeaks by Maltby, 1-1.
So far, still a quick game as we're almost at 7:20 here at the top of the fifth. Both teams, not a whole lot of production since the top of the first.
Knack watches a called strike. He's behind 1-2. The Miners haven't had a lot of success at the plate after the first inning. The last 10 Miners in order have been sent back to the dugout packing. Knack trying to buck that trend. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled away. The last out of the first inning was Mike Ferreira. And then set down in the second, Knack, Sweeney, Breeze. Set down in order in the third was Wilson, Rando, Sorelli in the fourth. Rother, Donovan, Ferreira. 10 straight. Knack standing in. 1-2 way off the plate. 2-2. Lagnus, an Anchorage native, on the mound. So it's the pitch for the hometown crowd in the last home game of the year. Line 2-2. Breaking ball swung on, popped up, shallow. Coming in on is the right fielder Rocafort. He'll settle under it and make the catch.
Nakamura and everybody else knew that was an out before it even got close to the ground. Jared Sweeney was ready to step into the box right away.
1 out. Jared Sweeney steps in for the Miners. Sweeney's first time up was a pop-out. Lehigh University product standing in from Havertown, Pennsylvania. There's a ball in the dirt. 1-0. Hoping for maybe warmer days ahead. I mean, it has really gotten chilly here in Anchorage. Hoping for warmer days at Herman Brothers as we close out the season. The playoffs starting tomorrow. Sweeney swings and puts this on the ground over to second. Up with it is the second baseman Gator. He goes the first 2 quick outs for Luke Lagnus.
One thing I've noticed so far, Ricky Gator's got some really good, fast, horizontal movement at second base. He has looked pretty smooth and fluid so far.
2 outs. Holden Breeze stepping to the plate. Singled his first time up. Came around to score. Also stole a bag. 12 straight Miners put down. First pitch from Lagnus is way inside ball 1.
Getting real up and comfortable with Holden Breeze on that one.
Breeze 1-0 as he swings and drills this one down the left field line, but foul.
Maybe looking for another solo round tripper in this one. Trying to recreate the magic of his first day as the Miner uniform.
1-1. Breeze from South Mountain Community College as he swings and lines this one into left field, coming on Macdoff, but he'll make the running catch in left field. So the Miners, another inning passes where they go 1, 2, 3.
We aren't seeing everybody's best arms, but so far a defensive battle on both sides.
We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Miners still trying to hold up that goose egg on the Bucs scoreboard. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage in just a few moments. back from Mulcahy. Bottom of the fifth starting as the new pitcher on the mound, Langness, is in the batter's box, starting the DH, but he stays in to hit as he's now on the mound as he watches ball one. James Aaron back out to the mound. Gave up just that one hit, was able to get that double play to end the fourth as Langness swings and pops this one out, foul ground. Sorelli giving it a bid. He's still running long run, but it's going to just get out of play.
I admire the resilience. He wasn't ready to quit on that until he saw it go over the gate.
Long run for Sorelli, just not able to get to it. Aaron goes back to work. Alaska products working against each other. James Aaron, Luke Langness. Langness, and then Gator, and then Maltby. So bottom of the order for the Bucs. All Alaska guys here in the bottom of the fifth.
That's where the majority of their youth resides in their lineup today.
Way inside with the fastball back away. Langness, 2-1.
Took it through a firecracker at his feet the way he was dancing on that one.
The other matchup in the ABL playoffs is between the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Anchorage Glacier Pods, as this one is fouled away. And who would have thought before the year that neither Anchorage team would be hosting a home playoff game? I don't think anybody would have expected that preseason based on the numbers in 2019 and really in the league's history.
Numbers of their usual placement, but the fact that there's also just 40% of the league is Anchorage.
James Aaron wins this Alaska on Alaska matchup here with the strikeout.
But the fact that neither of those teams is the top two is just a testament to the minors and Chinooks this season.
Bucs got off to a decent start in the year, but they certainly fell off. They went through a really rough stretch in early to mid-July and never really recovered as this ball shot into center field, and Ricky Gator aboard with the hit. Alaska native getting on, so he wins the Alaska on Alaska battle with the hit. And 1 on, 1 out for Dylan Maltby. First hit of the year, actually, for Ricky Gator. He's now 1 for 4.
At least he got one before the playoffs began. Now he can say he has one under his belt.
Fastball inside corner, strike one from James Aaron. No throwing down the minor pen. Looks like Aaron could get some longevity today.
Don't be surprised if you see Ricky Gator start to take off as well, as he started to do there.
Ball shot away. Gator appeared as a pinch runner a couple times we've seen him. So certainly entrusted to run the bases. This Bucs team comes into today with a .237 batting average, pretty much middle of the pack. As there's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Dylan Maltby. James Aaron blowing him away on the fastball, 2 outs.
He's hitting the zone well. He's really attacking up and inside with these right-handed batters. He's favorable with the right-on-right matchup.
2 away, and the top of the order, Garrett Ostrander, who walked back in the third inning, standing in. Has taken off his Gator here, throw down a second. No slide, and he's in time. Or, throw was not in time. In time is Gator. Surprised to not see him slide there. That play was pretty close, but he went in standing.
Granted, he was pretty far ahead and had a good jump, but hubris like that can get you thrown out of a ballgame.
It was a really good throw by Nakamura. Good jump, but Nakamura was able to get a good throw, just not in time. So now Ostrander has a runner in scoring position. The Bucs trying to put their first run on the board, or run on the board today. Miners playing heavy towards the corners. Casey Rother a couple steps off the foul line over at third. Breeze holding on the runner at second as there's a pitch in the dirt for a ball. Aaron trying to work 2 scoreless innings. He's had a runner on both innings. A couple of hits, but navigating around the first as this ball's in the dirt. So now Ostrander heading the count. Able to lay off that one rather easily. Padres making another move. Daniel Hudson is going to San Diego.
They are splashing all their money in the market.
They're certainly going for it. It's a risky move, but they're going to give a chance as getting a chance to jog down to first base. Garrett Ostrander's second free pass of the game as he'll jog down there to first. 2 on, 2 out. Jack Macdoff will stand in.
Ostrander is showing an ability to pick up the free pass frequently recently.
First and second as Nakamura will walk out to the mound. Assistant coach Bubba Walters also walking out to the mound to talk between Aaron and Knack. The infielders stay back.
Gotta have a strategy for this situation. 2 on, 2 away. No reason to try and force anything into a double play situation when all you need is a single out.
Macdoff has struck out looking and also walked. Staying in the bottom of the fifth, 7:27 local time. Game started a little bit after 6. Wasn't right on the dot at 6. So about an hour and 20 minutes of game time so far. 1 out away from having 4 innings to go. Macdoff standing in for the left side, tying run. Stands over at first base. He's the go-ahead run in the box. Aaron sets. Takes a couple of peeks, and here's the first pitch. And it's in the dirt for a ball, 1-0.
Don't want to continue the bad habit of walking back-to-back hitters after allowing his first one to get on via walk.
Rios keeping Ostrander on at second. Or rather, keeping Gator on at second as that pitch is low again, and it's 2-0. James Aaron really needs a strike right now.
Already walked once in the day. Macdoff looking to replicate Ostrander's 2 for 2.
And there's another pitch down. James Aaron is 1 ball away from loading up the bases.
Standing in the on-deck circle would be Cole Moore, who would inherit a bases-loaded situation to try and unload.
Here's the pitch. And he finally gets one over with the fastball, and it goes to 3-1. He places baseball at Corbin University, Division III in Oregon. Attended Wasilla High School, a junior at Corbin next year. A transfer from Dawson Community College in Montana. As that pitch is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Bases juice. This very close ball game may be much closer. With one good swing of the bat, Cole Moore could make this a tie contest.
This is a big batter at the plate, and Cole Moore, the last time we saw him in the box, gave it a ride to deep right, but he just got under it. Ball was hit a mile up in the air. Couldn't straighten it out enough, and that is why there is a goose egg on the scoreboard for the Bucs, as that pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Aaron was throwing a ton of strikes in the 4th and even for some of the 5th inning, but he's really fallen on hard times with runners on base. 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0.
Not missing the zone by a whole lot, but they don't have to tag you with a big miss. All you have to do is miss.
2-0. Big pitch coming. Moore might be looking fastball. That's exactly what he's looking for as he shoots this one into the gap, and that ball's down and off the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs across. They're going to wave around the trail runner. The throw to the plate. There will be no throw to the plate. It's a bases-clearing double for Cole Moore, sitting fastball, and the Bucs have taken the lead.
Just like that, 1 swing of the bat, and the tables have turned.
Exactly what he was looking for. I said he might be looking fastball. Cole Moore all the way. Got one right down the chute and lined it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Bucs take the lead for the first time today as Diego Bacaro strides in. Runner on second, 2 away. Big time hit. Bucs stand at 15-24 on the year. There's a ball away, 1-0. With the loss tonight, the Bucs would sit at 15-25. If the Peninsula Oilers could win, they'd also sit at 15-25. But the Bucs have clinched, even though the season series is tied at 5 because they hold the run differential difference, which is the second, or I guess the third deciding factor if the previous 2 of record and I guess games against each other is not enough. 1-1 on Diego Bacaro. He swings here and dribbles this one up the third baseline, foul.
Aaron encountering another obstacle. He's going to have to put some faith in his offense and just simply try to attack the next batter.
Goes back to the set, the 1-2. Breaking ball missed, 2-2. Bacaro trying to find his way aboard. The Bucs trying to extend on this 3-run 5th inning. Started out so slowly, but they managed to load the bases. Single, walk, walk, double. As that ball is dribbled foul up the third baseline. It'll stay at 2-2.
We had 2 outs in this inning. Looked like it could have turned into another stranded situation, but they took advantage of the 2-out opportunity.
2-2. Bacaro stands back in, a long look in from Aaron. Bacaro really taking his time to get in there. Here it is. Swing and a miss. So Aaron finally gets out of the jam. He strikes out Diego Bacaro. Not before a bases clearing double by the Anchorage Bucs.
If you're James Aaron, I'm sure you're frustrated, but like I said, you have all of your teammates behind you. We head into this 6th. They're going to get a chance to swing the bat again. Miners going to be looking to buck their own trend and finally get on again.
Been 13 up, 13 down for the last 13 minor batters to the plate. So we'll head to the 6th. Bucs 3, Miners 2. We'll be back here from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska in just a few moments. We start the 6th inning. Tyler Wilson, left fielder, standing in. Tries to reach base for the first time as there's the ball. 1-0. Luke Langness back out on the mound for the Bucs. Worked a 1-2-3 fifth. So position player pitching didn't appear to matter. He worked well. Goes the wind. 1-0 pitch to Wilson. In the dirt again, 2-0.
Wilson is struggling to time up. I'm not sure if he's just more used to the velocity from a starting pitcher or if he's just uncomfortable at the plate.
2-0. Here it comes. And it's swung on, hit in the air center field, but right at Garrett Ostrander. 14th straight minor retired in order. And now with 1 out striding into the box for the Miners is the catcher DHing today, brother Tyler Rando.
Rando could really knock off the team schneid as a whole. He has been known to come through in clutch spots, and they need him here.
Just need a runner to get it started. Nick Sorelli waiting on deck. Agnes from the line, the first pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. We'd like to take some time to shout out the official sponsor of the 2021 Matsu Minor Summer Clinic, which wrapped up a couple weeks ago, the Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Maybe there's not activity on the Buck bullpen. Looks like there's a frisbee actually being thrown down there. Green frisbee, so that's the warm-up activity. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away, 1-2.
Rando sending that out to the street past the ballpark. He's going to be an unfortunate victim for somebody driving by.
1-2 on Rando. He looks to reach base. Magnus shakes off a sign. Now he's got it. 1-2 pitch. Low and in. 2-2. The Alaska Railroad would like to remind our friends and neighbors, wherever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train to stay safe around trains and tracks. Look, listen, and live. 2-2 on Rando. Standing in. And here it comes from Langness. Swung on and fouled away again. Still overcast here in Anchorage. Wind has actually picked up a little bit. Not quite near where it was in the first inning, but a little bit stronger than it was maybe in the third and fourth. Maybe a Miner can put the ball in the air out there and see how far it goes. 2-2 from Rando. Or for Rando. Slider outside 3-2.
Rando's an impressive player, but I don't think he can pitch. I hate to take that knock on him, but it's just a hard take.
They don't need him to pitch with the way he hits at the plate and the things he does defensively. Pitchers love throwing to him behind the plate. As the 3-2 is off the plate, and Tyler Rando, after 13 straight minors are retired, is the first one to reach since 2 outs in the first inning.
He took the approach that you should have if you have a position player on the mound. You're going to be slinging slower pitches, foul off what you can hit, and try and take a walk. Something the man behind him should know pretty well.
Nick Sorelli, 0 for 2 so far, as that was almost a quick pitch, but it's outside. 1-0, trying to throw off the timing of the base runner. We're over there in Rando. Rando really not a threat to run, though, so interesting decision. 1-0 to Sorelli. Outside again, 2-0. Agnes behind in the count, and just like Cole Moore did in the 2-0 count, I would think Sorelli's looking fastball here. Maybe put one over the fence. Rando this year does have a stolen base, as there's a called strike. Thrown out in his only attempt.
Rando is an aggressive base runner. Don't get that wrong. For somebody who doesn't have the most speed, he's going to be pretty aggressive and try and create his own opportunities.
There's a called strike, and Nick Sorelli can't believe it.
That's a tough call. Maltby, it looked like he had to step out to the left of the box to get to that pitch, but still called strike.
Langness, 2-2 count, he's battled back. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with the soft stuff. Nick Sorelli fans, and he goes back to the dugout. Second out of the inning, and now it's Casey Rother.
Miner's offense floundering at the plate against Langness. They were preferring the starter in Berkovich.
Rother standing in. That tying run is all the way over at first base in the form of Rando. You'd have to put something into the gap. Bucs defense, interestingly enough, Macdoff in left field is playing more towards left center. A lot of room down the line as there's a ball off the plate, 1-0.
Rother has taken one back the other way. Here at Mulcahy, unloaded the entire bases with a grand slam to the left field wall.
Rando off of first. The 1-0 is in the dirt. Skips away from the catcher, Maltby. The throw down to second. Not in time, and it's going to skip into center field. Rando will get up to third base easy, so the Miners get a two-base error on a wild pitch plus a throwing error from the catcher, Maltby. So the Miners get a runner to third base. 2-0 count on Rother.
What did I say? He's an aggressive base runner. Wasn't satisfied with just taking second. When he saw it go past, looked up for third.
It would have been better had the second baseman, Ricky Gator, just almost not even touched that because it skipped off his glove and it slowed it down. Ostrander had to come all the way to shallow center to grab it. 2-0 pitches scorched down the line, but just a little bit foul. Diego Bacaro was playing right near the line, so maybe it was a good thing it was foul. 2-1.
Still would have been a tough play on the bounce. That one should have been a few feet or a few inches to the right. Could have been a hard play across the diamond.
2-1. Rother still in a hitter's count. There is a base open at first. Patrick Donovan waits on deck. 2-1. Swung on and grounded back over to the shortstop. Donahue, and it goes right between his legs. That'll go down as an error for Kyson Donahue. He didn't look comfortable at all when the ball was rolling to him. Rother reaches first, and we got a tie ball game.
Casey Rother seems to be picking on Kyson Donahue over at shortstop. The second time he's picked up a run across the plate thanks to not an error the first time around, but a shot towards Donahue.
Well, that time it was an error all the way. So Patrick Donovan, 1 on 1 out, standing in, and that pitch is off the plate for a ball. Magnus's first run allowed. It will go down as an unearned run. Donovan looking to reach base. Already reached one time on a walk. Also stole a bag. The 1-0 is fouled back to us. 1-1. Make sure to follow all of our social medias. Facebook at Matsu Miners. On Instagram, Matsu_Miners. And on Twitter at ABL Miners. All of our social medias where we regularly update those. So if you want to peek at social content, go give those a follow, as there's a called strike 1 and 2. The sign for, I think it's Alaska, it's Hydro something, has fallen down a little bit in left center field. You can only see Alaska Hydro, so I gotta figure out what the rest of that is. 1-2 there, misses, and it's 2 and 2. Magnus trying to get Donovan, escape this inning. A 3-3 score. As this ball is fouled back away, and I've learned it's Alaska Hydro Axe, actually. Alaska Hydro Axe is that sign out there. I was interested to see what Hydro ended with. Still 2 and 2 on Patrick Donovan.
Donovan trying to continue his momentum from yesterday. Maybe he can get that home run that he was missing from the cycle.
Phoenix area native standing in. 2-2 again. Swung on and ripped past the diving Colmore into right field. Casey Rother takes the round around second. He'll go into third standing up. It's a single for Patrick Donovan as he continues to hit the crap out of the baseball.
A 2-out count put that one in play. Now could create another scoring opportunity for the Miners, as it looks like they'll have a pinch hitter.
Aaron Walters will stride in and pinch hit for Mike Ferreira. So manager Tyler LeBrun isn't satisfied with just that first place clinch. He wants win number 30. Aaron Walters being sent to the plate. This does play the matchups. You send a lefty Walters up for the righty Ferreira.
Magnus already a bit of a disadvantage, being a usual position player. Putting one of the better Miners lefty batters up against him is even challenging.
Strike 1 to Walters. There's a huge hole, deep in the hole, on the right side. The 0-1, breaking ball, called strike, and Wally is behind 0-2.
Backed into a corner. Wally's going to have to shorten up, try and put something into play.
0-2. As Langness waits at the set. And the runner takes off way before the pitch was even thrown, as Walters drills that one deep down the right field line and foul. Patrick Donovan was halfway to second base before that ball was released.
I feel like they should give him the steal anyway. He was basically there before the pitch was even out of his hand.
I thought Garrett Ostrander had a running start earlier. That was a good 25, 30 feet running start.
You can tell someone's not usually testing their awareness on the mound.
There's a ball in the dirt. Taking off for second is Donovan. No throw. So Donovan, he swiped 6 bags on the year, and at least 3 of them have been to try to entice that throw down. There's been no throw, but he is quick. 6 stolen bases on the year. Hasn't been caught yet.
It's nearly a taunt to see him sauntering between first and second.
One and 2. Walters, couple of ducks on the pond. Langness sets, here it comes. Swung on, hit in the air, right field, it's deep. Headed back on it, but pulling up right in front of the wall is the right fielder, Rocafort. Thought Aaron Walters had number 2 of the year, but just not to be. It got up in the wind and couldn't get out.
No one takes the lead here. We're back to a tie, and what could be a close ball game in the end.
We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Score all knotted up at 3 here in Anchorage. We'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a few moments. We're back for the bottom of the 6th. That's another inning of work for James Aaron. He gave up that 3-run double in the 5th, which gave the Bucs their first lead of the game, but the Miners got back on the board in the 6th for the first time since the first inning. Got a run on an error. So 3-3. We play here in the bottom of the 6th, and the first to the plate for the Anchorage Bucs will be the left-handed bat of Kyson Donahue. Ball one there, or rather, of Carson Rocafort, not Kyson Donahue. Counts 1-0 on Rocafort as he swings and lines this one foul down the left field line. Hit the roof of the Buck clubhouse, actually. And that'll be another ball on top of the clubhouse. A couple weeks ago, we saw probably 10, 15 of them up there. Now it's not as many, 5, 6. As there's a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1.
There was a point in this season where the Miners needed more balls with how many foul balls we were hitting. So we should have come and searched the top of that clubhouse.
2-1 pitch is grounded softly over to short. Holden Breeze up with it. Throw to first. In time, 1 out. Yeah, I get GM Pete Christopher on the ladder up there. Grab all those baseballs. Probably not conventional, but that is a way to get baseballs if you want it.
It's a cheap and efficient way. Now it is Kyson Donahue up. A bit preemptive, but now he's here. Don't worry. He's finally arrived.
Double back in the 2nd. Gets a chance here. Aaron to the line, and here it comes. Strike 1. Pitch with the breaking ball. It's Aaron here in the 6th. There are a couple guys down the minor bullpen, but nobody throwing yet, as there's a swing and a miss. Gets it by him. 2 strikes on Donahue.
I wouldn't be surprised if they allowed some of their closers to get some pitches in, but I wouldn't expect any deep innings from Floyd Wolf or Majors.
And there's a fastball that just missed for a ball. Still alive, Kyson Donahue. Kyson Donahue is actually one of the only people I've ever heard with the first name Kyson. Interesting name. I kind of like it, though. There's a ball off the plate.
It's kind of like Tyson. But with
Tyson.
a K.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Kyson. The Kyson knockout punch. There's a ball screamed over towards the third base dugout. Foul ball. Still stay at 2 strikes. Aaron to the wind, and here it comes again. And it's swung on and fouled out of play. A lot of foul balls over the past number of innings.
It's been a battle of attrition, simply seeing which pitching staff can outlast the other at this point.
Aaron, back to it. Trying to put away Donahue for the 2nd out of the inning. That ball in the dirt. No offer from Donahue. He continues to battle in the box.
Donahue this season, already 21 strikeouts coming into today's contest.
As there's ball 4, Donahue takes his free pass. He's down to first base. It's a 1-out walk, and now it's Luke Langness.
Now batting the pitcher, number 32, Luke Langness.
Langness is working pretty well on the mound. Did allow the run on an error, but now he'll have a chance to do something with the bat in his hands.
Bucs team walks a lot. They have 171 walks on the year. The Miners also walk a fair bit. 171 walks, 251 strikeouts. Miners with 150 walks, so the Bucs have more walks than them. Or rather, the Miners. I actually was looking at the Miner pitching staff. They've given up 150 walks. I am wrong on that. Give me 1 second to get the correct total.
As this one's fouled off, heading towards the light post. That one, with a little bit better trajectory, could have stayed up there with the lights overlooking Mulcahy Stadium.
They are in the 150s, though. 156 to 171 on the Bucs, but considerably less strikeouts. 20 less strikeouts. As there's a strike. 2 strikes on Luke Langness. Oh, that was strike 3, actually. I was wrong. Strike 3, so Luke Langness back out on strikes for another time today. Multiple times today, and now it's Ricky Gator. I was looking down at my stat sheet, and I didn't even see that. So that was strike 3. I had the count wrong. 2 outs, Ricky Gator. And his first hit of the year earlier, as there's a ball on a breaking ball, 1-0.
Gator has not really been given a whole lot of chances either, but 1 for 2. Today, not bad. 286 with the limited chances he's had.
There's a strike. I believe a called strike. Gator back in.
That one looked like it broke from the inside of the batter's box back to the strike zone.
As that one got Gator with a breaking ball up near the shoulder. And James Aaron hits Ricky Gator, so now it's going to be 2 on, 2 out. And striding in, Dylan Maltby.
This may be an odd coincidence, but I do feel like the Miners pitchers have been increasing their hit-by-pitch numbers. We even saw Willie Johnson hit the first and third hitter in the same inning. It's an odd trend, but not one that would likely have much cadence on the later impact of the game.
Swing and a miss there from Maltby. Obviously a big batter at the plate. Maltby so far, though, hasn't produced anything of note offensively. And there's a ball a little bit down. 1-1. Aaron will readjust on the mound. 1 out away from sending this game into the 7th inning. Deadlocked at 3. Ball downstairs. 2-1. On the batter at the plate, Dylan Maltby.
Sure, James Aaron, you definitely don't want to surrender your first hit in a 2-man-on situation.
Strike at the knees. Maltby even up. It's 2-2. Aaron already has a couple of punch-outs looking to make Maltby number 3.
2-2 count.
Aaron, here it is. Almost offered, held back, and it's full, so the runners are going to get a head start here. Anything down in the outfield will unbreak this tie.
With this full count, this now becomes the most important pitch of his outing so far.
3-2, here it is. Swung on and fouled away, runners taking off. Donahue that represents that go-ahead run at second base.
He seemed eager to get a jump on that one. He was ready to come home should he see that ball get through.
This ball swung on, hit in the air, right field down the line, but drifting over there is Aaron Walters as he crosses over the foul line to make the catch. And that'll end the 6th.
So far, these two teams still deadlocked at 3 apiece. I'd say whatever team scores next is a good chance of coming away with this win.
We'll head to the 7th. Miners 3, Bucs 3. We're likely to have a new pitcher on, actually, for the 7th. We'll tell you about him when we come back here from Anchorage. to the 7th, and a new arm, another position player, Jake Skipworth, first baseman, in the game to pitch now. Another position player pitching.
You can quite obviously see both sides trying to preserve their arms for tomorrow and the playoffs to come.
Miners haven't thrown a position player yet. I don't believe, have on the year actually.
Rother and Thompson in the Anchorage adult game, but not in the exhibition contest.
That doesn't count. Or the Anchorage Adult League starting pitcher threw about 250 pitches.
The most durable arm I've ever seen.
I don't know how his arm didn't fall off mid-game. We thought he was going to be done after like 3 innings. He went 7. Miners almost lost that game as well, so fortunate to come out on top.
For the Matsu Miners, the catcher number 4, Kevin Nakamura.
Kevin Nakamura, the first one up. We both were just so inspired to talk about Kevin. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
The on-base king of the last week, getting on at a clip around 80%. It's ridiculous in every sense of the word.
Next, standing in, trying to give the Miners the lead. As he swings here, puts this one in the air, center field, can of corn, Garrett Ostrainer. Under it, one away.
Besides the 2 blips at the first inning and last inning, the Miners' offense has been pretty routine outs.
Jared Sweeney getting the opportunity to hit right now. As he stands in with 1 out. Sweeney does not have a home run on the year. This would be a great time for a first. Stands in. Skipworth goes to the line, and here it comes. Swing and a miss, way out in front of it.
He might have been thinking home run too with a swing like that.
Miner dugout laughing at him a little bit. That ball clocked in at maybe 60 miles an hour, and Sweeney just swinging right through it.
It was La Tortuga speed.
47 miles an hour. Another swing and a miss from Sweeney, and the dugout is letting him hear it.
I think everyone's letting him hear it now. Mulcahy seems to have come alive to purely jeer.
It was 47 miles an hour. Hopefully Tony La Russa is not in attendance tonight. 0-2 way inside. 1-2.
That one real close to catching Sweeney on the body.
Sweeney stands back in, and here it is. Off the plate, 2-2. Top of the order is next, Holden Breeze.
Sweeney not letting his teammates get to him, it seems. He'll continue to try and be disciplined at the plate.
2-2 pitch. He just barely got a piece of that, fouling it away. It'll stay even.
I can say I understand it's a bit of an adjustment for sure. Anytime it's slowed down, sure, it's easier, but those first few pitches, you're not expecting middle school speed pitching.
That ball shot in the air to right center, but playing it perfectly is Rocafort, 2 away. Holden Breeze in with 2 outs.
2 quick outs for the Miners, hoping to avoid a 1-2-3 inning.
Back in is Breeze. First pitch to him. Fastball for a strike.
Jake Skipworth, maybe ace in the making.
He's gotten 2 outs. Luke Langness worked a scoreless inning in his first inning as this ball shot back up the middle, and it's not to be. Base hit right back to shoot. Holden Breeze, multi-hit day as he reaches first base with 2 outs.
Feels good when Holden brings us back to reality there.
Tyler Wilson, who doesn't have a hit yet on the day, 0 for 3, will look to reach right now.
Had 4 hits in his last ball game. It's a hard drop-off to go from 4 hits to none. 0 for 3 so far today.
Skipworth's first pitch swung on and tapped right back to the mound. Skipworth fields it. He'll run over to first base and tag the bag himself. That'll end the top of the 7th.
That was a pretty impressive inning from a position player on the mound. Miners' offense couldn't muster more than 1 hit. We'll see what comes next as we head to the bottom. Make sure to stretch.
back to baseball for the bottom of the 7th, and a new arm coming on for the Miners. Left-hander Lance Santerre enters the game for this Matsu club. Santerre has been used out of the bullpen. He's been much better out of the bullpen than he was starting out of the bullpen on the year. He has an even 6 ERA, 21 innings. He's allowed 29 hits, walked 6, struck out 24, 2-2 record. First pitch inside, ball 1 to Garrett Ostrander.
If you think the Miners came in here to play a lighthearted game, doesn't seem to be the case. Not going to a position player or any backup by that sort of meaning.
Swing and a miss there from Ostrander, and the count goes to 1-1.
I believe Mulcahy was also where Lance had his first start. Where he
Second start. First one was in Chugiak. Second start.
Come a long way from that point.
Breaking ball, strike 2. You have that outing for Santerre. Lasted 4 innings, giving up 4 runs in a 5-2 loss. A game where the Miners really were never even close. That game was a lot more one-sided than the box score indicates. This ball shot back up the middle, and leading it off against Lance Santerre, a base hit for Garrett Ostrander.
I think Lance was more worried about tucking his head down as that ball came right back towards him.
So now in is Jack Macdoff, a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Ostrander can run over at first base. See if maybe he's put in motion. Got 3 steals on the year, but he's just 3 for 7. He's been caught 4 times.
It's going to be much harder to get a running head start on Santerre being a lefty.
This ball back up the middle. Bloop, tough play, and they get it out. How about that? Jared Sweeney with the glove flip up the middle to make that play. That was one heck of a play to get it out.
Even though he was close to the bag, Ostrander's speed made that much closer than it should have been, but a nice flip by Sweeney in second. He looks like a natural right now.
Yeah, normally a third baseman, but right there he looked natural. Ranging up the middle, that ball nearly got into center field, but instead it's just 1 on, 1 out for Cole Moore. He stands in, looking to create some contact. There's a slider in the dirt. Good block by Knack, but it's going to squirt away over towards the Miner dugout. Moving up to second is Macdoff.
More lucky that wasn't Ostrander, as he would have probably tried to expand it into third.
Santerre trying to find a way out of a slight mess right now. Pitch outside, 2-0 on Cole Moore.
Santerre a bit late on his releases right now. He's pushing the ball more towards the right-handed batter's box.
Back to the line, the 2-0. Swung on and grounded into left field. That's a base hit. They're going to test the runner. No, they're going to hold up the runner. Tyler Wilson came up with that quickly. He would have probably been able to throw out the runner easy. So, first and third, 1 out. And stepping in is Diego Bacaro, who struck out his last time up.
Santerre thought he might have been able to come in and dominate the inning, getting ahead of the first batter in the count. Now he's got runners at the corners.
Runners at the corners, indeed. Bacaro trying to stay out of a strikeout or a double play, looking to at least get that run in one way or another. Miners do have good arms in the outfield. First pitch from Santerre. Swung on and fouled away 0-1. Santerre thinking the exact same thing, but he wants either a strikeout or a groundout.
Bacaro, not one that puts it on the ground a whole lot. If it's going to be a good out, might need to be a strikeout for Santerre.
Swing and a miss, and quickly behind 0-2 is Diego Bacaro.
Santerre a chance to work out of his own jam, looking for a big punch out here.
Back at the set, 0-2, and it got him swinging. No, actually, no, he did not. Just foul tipped it.
He did get him swinging, but just looked like more of a hack than a swing. Managed to come across with the pass of the ball.
Thought he had him. Instead, new life for Diego Bacaro. That pitch missing a little bit low with the slider. 1-2.
Impressive that Bacaro can so nonchalantly just lay off that pitch after swinging aggressively in his first 3 pitches.
1-2. Santerre trying to put him away on strikes. As this ball swung on and grounded foul up the third baseline. Probably good for the Miners because they would not have been able to turn 2 on that. Runner would have scored, so we'll stay at 1-2.
Best they could have hoped for was trading it out for a run. Not a good trade when you're in a tie ball game.
1-2 again. Bacaro taking a lot of time in between. Santerre was ready to go. Now he's stepping off. Readjust himself, and he's back to it. Miner infield is not playing in here on first and third, even really the corners. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. The appeal down to the second base umpire, ball 2.
You could hear an audible upset reaction from that call. I have a few ideas who that would be from. Miners have their pitchers hanging over the dugout. They have quite a few hecklers in the crowd.
2-2. Miss low and in, and it's now full. Diego Bacaro 1 ball away from loading up the bases.
After being ahead 0-2 as well.
Carson Rocafort stands on deck. Santerre sets. 3-2 pitch. Swung on a line into left field. That's a base hit. The Bucs have broken this tie. A line drive single by Diego Bacaro puts them on top 4-3 in the 7th.
No reason to trade a run for an out when you can simply get a base hit to drive in that RBI.
Tough luck there. That ball just stung. No chance for an out. First and second. Santerre still far from out of this. Just 1 out in the inning. Now he'd really like a ground ball. First pitch here, check swing. Did he go around? I don't think he did. Barely broke in time. 1-0. Santerre standing strong at the set. 1-0. Here it comes. Called strike 1-1. Miner infield obviously playing for the double play here. Rocafort does run decently well up the line. One. Swung on and grunted softly over to first base. They'd be lucky to get out here. Foot over to Santerre's off his glove and gets away. Another run is going to score as Santerre picks it up in foul territory. Bacaro over to third. And the Nightmare 7th continues. It's 5-3.
Just tried to make something out of nothing. Could have tried to go to second. Now instead they have no out, or they have 1 out, but have been able to record 1 in the previous 2 plays.
Still just 1 out. Stepping in now is Kyson Donahue. A slow roller. It was going to be a tough play as Sorelli had to come way off the bag to field it. Santerre was late getting over to first base, and obviously didn't help that he didn't receive the throw cleanly. So this ball's fouled back. 0-1. Actually ricocheting over onto the field. Diego Bacaro makes the catch on a couple of hops, standing off at third base. 5-3 Bucs here in the 7th. As there's a fastball that missed. 1-1. Miners would just love a simple out here. Any way you can get it. 2 runs isn't insurmountable, but if it keeps going above that, it starts to. So there's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Down 2 strikes is Donahue.
Donahue didn't make up his mind till late that he wanted to swing. Couldn't catch up to the fastball before it was too late.
One and 2 on Kyson Donahue. As there's a called strike 3 on a breaking ball. Came right down the chute. Donahue knew it. 2 outs.
Good rebound from Lance Santerre after that error. Didn't get down on himself. Simply attacked the batter and got a good swing.
So now Luke Langness stands in as potentially the last Buck hitter of the inning. They've already taken the lead.
Started to go around, and that's all they needed.
Called strike, 0-1. Sitting at 8:14 p.m. local time here in Anchorage. A little bit over 2 hours of game time so far. Fastball inside corner, strike 2. Santero way ahead once again. Bucs faithful letting the home plate umpire hear that. They certainly didn't think that was a strike.
There may not be too many people here at Mulcahy today in the stands, but the ones that are here are loud with their voices.
Ball is upstairs. Runner takes off for second. No throw. Rocafort in there standing. Swipes another bag. On the year for Carson Rocafort. That's stolen base number 6. So now he's up to 50%. 6 for 12. Laying this back in, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Santero with back-to-back punch-outs to end the 7th, but not before the Bucs grab the lead and get a couple of runs.
I think this is the do-or-die time for the Miners in the 8th. They have to prove whether or not they want number 30 or whether they're ready to go rest up for tomorrow.
We'll head to the 8th. It's Bucs 5, Miners 3. We'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a few moments. Sam Thompson is pinch hitting here to start the 8th inning. He will pinch hit for the 3-hitting Tyler Rando and filling in that DH spot. He stands in, first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Appeared as a pinch hitter yesterday, struck out a couple of times. Woody Haydeen, another position player pitching for the Bucs on the mound. Normally plays shortstop. UC Irvine product standing in.
You'll think the Miners hitters will eventually come into one of these off-speed pitches, but not throwing lightly. Woody Haydeen throwing his whole arm into that one.
1-1 on Sam Thompson.
I always find it interesting when position players take the mound. They all have a different approach. We've seen sidearm, we've seen underhand, we've seen all kinds. Woody Haydeen seems to really sling it from the back of his shoulder.
1-1 fastball for a strike. 1-2 on Thompson. Thompson standing in, trying to stay alive as he swings and misses, but the ball's going to get away to the screen, and Sam Thompson's going to easily reach first base. So a strikeout swinging, but fastball, and Sam Thompson's on first base. So, hey, whatever works.
Good recognition by Thompson. He took a big swing on the inside, but realized the situation and took off for an easy bat.
So now it's Nick Sorelli. I think that may be the first time we've seen that this year. at least in the minor games, swing and miss and a runner reaching first.
First time in my memory.
Cirelli in now 0 for 3 as he swings first pitch and hammers this one foul down the right field line. Got into that. Cirelli lost his tie for the home run lead yesterday as Garrett Pennington of the Peninsula Oilers hit his 6th. So, and maybe Cirelli's last at-bat, he was trying to tie it up at 6 once again.
Doesn't seem that the walk record will be his at the end of the day, but could tie. Try and make a case for his own ABL MVP.
There's a strike to Cirelli. He's behind 0-2. Standing back in. Hadeen sets. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 at the knees. Cirelli clearly didn't think so. It's been a tough day for the first baseman as he walks back to the dugout, 1 away.
Just can't seem to catch a break. The low part of the zone has become the nemesis of the minor side.
Been a really big strike zone today for both sides, but yeah, it's been big as Hadeen's gotten out now and Casey Rother standing in. Last at bat, he reached first on the air, prompted a run to score. Breaking ball there for a strike from Hadeen, 0-1. It's gotten cold here in Anchorage. It's definitely in the 50s now, I would say.
No, this is the day to break out those wool caps, just because they feel so good.
That ball's fouled to the screen, and Rother is behind 0-2.
The heart of your lineup right now is going up against a position player on the mound. If you're the Miners, you might hope for a little bit better production.
0-2. Rother looks to serve something somewhere in the outfield. Choke it up on the bat. Here it is. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not on the appeal to the first base umpire.
Some real forearm strength to stop yourself in your tracks there without breaking the plate.
Rother, one of the few Miners who really chokes up on that bat with 2 strikes. He's way up on it now. As the 1-2 swung on and missed. Casey Rother struck out for out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Woody Hadeen.
And the chippy and jawing between these two teams continues. Both sides have been giving their teammates smack, but with that last strikeout, we could hear the Bucs dugout letting him hear it.
Patrick Donovan, the last chance for the Miners. Fastball, strike 1. Hadeen does throw strikes. There's no doubt about it.
He's arguably been the best position player we've seen on the mound this year. He's looked impressive.
Fastball isn't slow either. He can get it up even somewhere near the range that most ABL pitchers throw. Up and away there, 1-1.
That's where we get to the off speed that we might start finding some struggles.
That one looked like maybe an off speed as it missed up and away. Donovan looking to turn on one here. It's been 3 strikeouts for Woody Hadeen. Sam Thompson reached first as there's a sword for Patrick Donovan. It's 1-1.
He took it on the chin.
Or 1-2, rather.
He took a walk around afterwards. I'm sure he's well aware. He's not a poor sport when it comes to realizing.
Hadeen has a chance at a rare 4 strikeout inning.
I don't think any ABL pitcher's even done that this year. Never mind a position player doing the same.
And that's exactly what he does. A fastball right by Donovan. And that'll end things here in the top of the 8th. 1 to the bottom of the 8th. Miners down a couple. We'll be back here from Mulcahy in just a few moments. We lead off the bottom of the 8th with Ricky Gator. Gator, Maltby, Ostrander. Back half of the 8th. They need just 3 more outs in the minor ag to nail down their 15th win or 16th win of the year. Called strike 1 there. To Ricky Gator. Lance Santerre back on the mound, allowed a couple in the 7th inning. Santerre back to the line. Here it is. Swung on, popped up. Shallow left. Breeze going out a little bit, actually getting knocked down a little bit by the wind, and he makes the catch on the lift of the grass. 1 out.
Every infield's had to adjust the ball hanging in the air. Not only is the wind helping it, but it's moving it.
Dylan Maltby, the catcher today, who struck out all of his plate appearances, will come in now. Santerre goes to the line, and the first pitch is a fastball for a strike.
They are throwing him into the fire, quite literally. Maltby, unsure of whether or not he'll make an appearance in the playoff series, but if he does, he's really getting to know the minors now.
Swinging strike number 2, Maltby. Reminds me of a malt. I would love a chocolate malt right now. Just saying. If anybody wants to travel to Anchorage and get me one, there's a fastball right down the middle, strike 3.
Gave him 3 straight fastballs. That's all he needed.
Golden sombrero now for Dylan Maltby, actually, as he's put away. And now Garrett Ostrander. But before that, it looks like Tyler LeBrun is going to go to the mound and get Lance Santerre. So Austin Robertson will be the new pitcher on for the Miners with 2 outs here in the 8th. We'll be back from Mulcahy in just a few moments. Austin Robertson is on with 2 outs.
We've seen him make appearances in multiple games so far.
As this ball swung on and grounded towards the right side, first pitch swinging, Garrett Ostrander greets Austin Robertson with a single.
Not a warm welcome from the bullpen.
Jack Macdoff now stepping in. Left-hander. So 1 pitch. Ostrander's aboard, trying to add on to the run column.
1 more out for the Miners. They are out of the 8th. A chance to hand it over to their offense in the top of the 9th.
Robertson sets, first pitch. Swung on, hit in the air. Shallow left. It could be a Bermuda Triangle heading out there, and it's going to drop. Nobody's covering third base, and everyone is safe. Weak contact. Nothing you can do about it. 2 pitches and 2 singles. That one just blooped into shallow left, and all of a sudden it's first and third and 2 outs.
They haven't wasted any time getting to Robertson. He's been timed up pretty well in 2 pitches. They've turned in 2 opportunities.
Cole Moore standing in now. First baseman. Moore trying to find his way aboard. Had that bases clearing double in the 5th. As there's a swing and a miss on a fastball way off the plate. On one, he wasn't even close to that one. I'm not sure what Cole Moore was swinging at. He stands at 0-1. And it's a fastball for another strike, so Robertson ahead. Now he's in a 0-2 count. Hasn't had a strikeout this year. Maybe he gets his first.
This would be big for Robertson. He's put in a lot of work for this team. This would be a great moment for him.
There's a breaking ball in the dirt. Moore thought about it. Held off 1-2. Wind is really blowing on the flagpole now. Getting into it down the left field line, but we haven't seen any homers yet. The 2 potential ones were shot down because they were hit to right field. Pitch up and away, 2-2.
That's 2 different arm angles from Robertson we've seen. We'll see if he goes more overhand for the next pitch.
2-2. Trying to work out of a jam. This pitch is grounded up the first baseline, just foul. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Anchorage Bucs with the win would conclude their regular season at 16-24. Got off to a good start, but it's been tough sledding since. They dealt with the injury bug, as has really everybody in the ABL, but really hurt them. 2-2 again. Fastball called, strike 3. It's the first strikeout in a minor uniform for Austin Robertson.
How can he not be pumped up after that? There's your first one. After waiting all year, the whole bullpen comes down to congratulate him.
So we head to the 9th. Miners down a couple, looking for a late comeback. We'll be back here from OKE Stadium in just a few moments. Ready for potential the final inning of this game as Aaron Walters steps into the plate. His first time up was a pinch hit appearance where he gave it a ride to deep right. Just didn't have quite enough on it. As pulling up right before the wall is Jack Macdoff. New pitcher on another position player. Trying to close this out, and Garrett Ostrander as that ball's fouled away for strike 1.
All the credit to Woody on the mound last inning. He looked nothing like a position player. In fact, he looked pretty confident on the mound. We'll see if Ostrander can do the same.
0-1 pitch is scalded, but a nice play on a hop by Cole Moore. He'll go to the bag himself, 1 out.
How about a web gem to top it off? Taking a nice knee slide and just barely able to get back to the bag.
1 out. Kevin Nakamura coming to the plate. This wouldn't be the Miners' greatest moment with a 2-run loss, certainly with some position players, but they do have it all the way wrapped up as this ball's popped up, shallow left field, coming in, Macdoff, and he'll make the diving catch. Jack Macdoff on a dive in short left, coming in to make that grab. The Miners are down to their last out.
Ostrander, the outfielder, more appreciative of that than most. He's really happy for his teammate.
Stepping in now, last hope, Jared Sweeney. Ostrander to the line in the first pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul. 0-1. The loss, the Miners would conclude this regular season at 29-11.
Another pitch here. Another strike called on the outside of the zone. Jared Sweeney take a step back as he can't believe it.
Down to his last strike. Ostrander to the line. Little shimmy, here it is, and it missed low in the dirt for a ball.
Toss him a new one. Ostrander gonna shuffle over to get the ball out of the field of play.
1-2. As Ostrander heads back to the mound. Wearing eye black. He's got wristbands on. Doing it all. Way inside, 2-2.
Throwing balls.
Able to resist.
That was a good job by Sweeney, right on the hands. But Ostrander has a chance to even secure a save here.
As a swing and a miss, Jared Sweeney down on strikes. And that'll put an end to the 2021 ABL regular season. So the Miners had a tough day offensively. Some position players came in, but they couldn't get their numbers. The Miners conclude the 2021 ABL regular season with a record of 29-11. The Anchorage Bucs go to 16-24.
Well, after a roar of an offensive performance yesterday, just a bit of a whimper today from the Miners. They'll be back in action tomorrow, looking to take some revenge on this same team at home.
Playoffs start tomorrow. Join us tomorrow, 6 p.m. Game 1 of the Top of the World semifinals. These Bucs and the Miners at Herman Brothers Field. If you can, pack the stadium. It'll be full playoff game, playoff atmosphere. So until then, I've been Reese Landon, joined by Sean Neve, saying so long. Anchorage Bucs take the 5-3 win today over the Matsu Miners. We hope you join us for tomorrow's game. And we say goodnight here from Anchorage.